And see, for the past few days, I've been mad at myself because I never knew that LA had these black historical neighborhoods until now, until it's burning down, until it's burning to ashes. But see, that's why I look. And see, for the past few days, I've been mad at myself because I never knew that LA had these black historical neighborhoods until now, until it's burning down, until it's burning to ashes. But see, that's why I love TikTok, because I saw this video on TikTok of this woman, her parents' home burned down. So I started asking her about Eaton, about Altadena, and she told me this: the historic significance of black African American Altadena and Pasadena is long standing, if not a century or more. All of our homes that our grandparents bought after the Civil Rights Act and the Fair Housing Act are gone. The history of what these homes meant to our families who left the Jim Crow South during the Great Migration and came to LA for new opportunities is special. Altadena, Pasadena is the only place many black families were able to buy homes because of redlining. So I put her TikTok up here, and I also put the GoFundMe information because, I told her I'd do that for her family. It was crazy because I always knew about the Great Migration, because a lot of our people from the South, from Mississippi, from Louisiana, they went to California, they went to New York, they went to Chicago, they went to Massachusetts, they went to a lot of different places in the North and mainly to California. But I never many black families. California, they went to New York, they went to Chicago, they went to Massachusetts, they went to a lot of different places. And
well, there's levels of trauma to this tragedy. First, you have the devastating loss of life. Then you have the loss of property with homes like this one where only a chimney remains. And then there's the loss of community. Tonight, residents are left wondering what Altadena will look like once it rebuilds. Among the ashes in Altadena includes the community's history of acceptance and diversity.
That was the most important thing my dad shared with me. He says, make sure you buy your house. So when we bought this house in 1993, the whole thing was to buy it and create generational wealth. We were not going to leave.
Kevin Williams' family moved here in 1965 as a kid. While many families were being pushed out of their communities and redlined, Williams' family found refuge in Altadena with a dream of creating generational wealth.
Again, one of the other reasons why we wanted to maintain this residence is for the legacy purposes, for them to be able to inherit this house so that they could stay. It's tough.
Williams lost 2 buildings on his property to the fire, but his home was saved. Tonight, he's concerned for those in the black community who weren't as lucky. He explains many of their homes were inherited and aren't insured.
So are they going to be able to rebuild? Who's this for them to be able to inherit this house so that they could stay? It's tough.
Williams lost 2 buildings on his property to the fire, but his home was saved. Tonight, he's concerned for those in the black community who weren't as lucky. He explains many of their homes were inherited and aren't insured.
So are they going to be able to rebuild? Who's going to come into the neighborhood? What's going to happen to the African American people who trailblazed?
Michelle Zapp's home of 40 years was also lost in the fire. She's a historian and explains
what's going to happen to the African American people who trailblazed.
Shalom, shalom to the elect of Yahshua. All praises and glory goes to our mighty power Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the legmen continually feeding the sheep of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai. In sincerity and truth through this great gospel, man, coming out of our Bible. And you see what it says. It says, what you gonna do, brother? Right? What you Jake's gonna do, man? What you Israelites gonna do when you are visited of the Lord? And that's what's happening. You are being visited of the Lord, right? Because chief, you're here, you are a slave, and you are a captive underneath who? Esau, Edom. Right? You're in the hand of your enemy, and guess what? He's going down. Any one of you who's holding on to his hand, you're going down right along with him. Right? You had these Jakes, right? It says, Altadena, a historic black neighborhood in Los Angeles, faces catastrophic wildfire damage. Right? You got them Jakes in LA, right? It says, fire and fury as bad management leaves burning cities without water. Right? You know damn sure Jake neighborhoods, they didn't give a damn about them Jake neighborhoods, right? It says, the historic significance of black African Americans, Altadena and Pasadena is long-standing, if not a century or more old. All of our homes that our grandparents bought after the Civil Rights Act and the Fair Housing Act are gone, right? They're gone. The history of what these homes meant to our families who left the Jim Crow South during the Great Migration and came to LA for new opportunities is special. Altadena, Pasadena is the only place many black families were able to buy homes because of redlining, right? And here you are, you got women in power, right? They don't put these women in power in these cities, and guess what? Catastrophic. Catastrophic events, pure failure in governing, right? Because these women, they don't know what they're doing. Your mayor, she don't know what she's doing. Matter of fact,
scrutiny after she was abroad visiting Ghana. Mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, is under intense scrutiny after she was abroad visiting Ghana when the wildfires broke out in the city. She was seen returning to the country at the city's airport, where she refused to comment on the situation.
Fire chiefs say that they're really stretched to the limit and running out of water. What have you got to say to that? Have you no response to that? Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position?
Tell you, that is our job. And I tell you, that's why I'm here. So let's get us what we need so our firefighters can do their jobs.
Did they fail you?
Yes.
Chief Kristen Crowley, I believe the anchors wanted to ask a question.
She's done. Cooked. But this is the best part of the video right here.
The question is about the Santa Ynez Reservoir being empty. There's been a lot of questions about that.
Sure. So my stance on this is when a firefighter comes up to a hydrant, we expect there's going to be water. We don't control the water supply. Our firefighters are there to protect lives and property and to make sure that we're properly trained and equipped. That's my position on this. So if there's no water, I don't know how the water gets to the hydrants. Please defer that to DWP or whomever controls that part. But I can tell you the resiliency of our firefighters. So if there's no water, I don't know how the water gets to the hydrants. Please defer that to DWP or whomever controls that part. But I can tell you a hydrant, we expect there's going to be water. We don't control the water supply. Our firefighters are there to protect lives and property and to make sure that we're properly trained and equipped. That's my position on this. So if there's no water, I don't know how the water gets to the hydrants.
yeah, I'm going to read the book of 1 Timothy 2, verse 12. It says, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to absorb authority over the man, but to be in silence. But to be in silence. Why? Because these women are simple and they know of nothing. Right? Here they got the mayor, they asking her questions. She on vacation. She just happened to be on vacation while all hell is breaking loose in her city. Right? And then here you got this other woman. She's the chief of firefighting. Talking about she don't know how the water gets to the fire hydrants. Right? It says a foolish woman is Proverbs 9 and 13. A foolish woman is clamorous. She doing a lot of talking. Right? She is simple and she knoweth nothing. She's in charge of the firefighting, but she don't know how the water gets to the hydrant so they could fight the fires. Right? These people are, how can we say, are foolish people. Right? These people are in a state of what the Lord said, Egypt shall. It's the book of Isaiah 19 and 14. It says, the Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Right? That's what you're watching. You're watching Egypt fail. You're watching them not able to solve any problems. Right? And you just voted in Nero, man. A man whose history is known for what? Watching their government burn down while they're chilling. right? And that's what's about to happen. They about to try to build these 15-minute cities. They about to try to establish this new world order, man. But first they got to tear down this fake-ass order they got right now. I'm going to read Isaiah 19:14. The Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Right? Verse 15, it says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. In that day Egypt shall be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. And that's what's happening. The Lord is shaking his hand over Egypt. Right? Different plagues is about to hit Egypt. The fires, the storms, the winter storms. Right? You got one side of America on fire, the other side of America cold as fuck, underwater, right? Motherfuckers in North Carolina, they still suffering from what happened a few months ago, right? And it's only gonna intensify, right? That question is, what you gonna do, brother? What you gonna do, brother, when them plagues come, right? You Jake's trusting in Egypt, going down to Egypt for help and finding out the people in charge, they not here, they can't help you. They can't fix this. They can't fix the problem. They're part of the problem. They're part of the problem. They want to see the city burn, right? They want to see a new structure. They want to see a new world order. That's who you done. It don't matter who you vote in a position, that person's gonna bow down to who's running the system, and it's the elites running the system, right? It says California fires, raging fires, but what? No water. There was no water. And guess what? One dude said, yeah, all these houses done busted, pipes done busted, shit, just water is flowing out, running, being wasted, right? The Lord was fucking them up. It was no escape, right? It says, State Farm canceled California homeowners insurance policies months before wildfires, right? The canceling of the policies was during, let's see, bear with me, was deemed, right, here we go, the canceling of policies was deemed a necessary business strategy to prevent financial failure, allegedly due to California state laws. Other insurance companies has followed State Farm's decision, right? A bunch of them canceled fire insurance, earthquake insurance, right? Because what it's all about money. It's all about money. Right? And what else the Lord had happened, man? Car pileups, not even car pileups, man. People abandoning their cars. Traffic blocked and stopped, right? From cars back-to-back traffic, right? It was like no escape, right? No escape. And all these are what the beginning of sorrows the scriptures speak about, right? You're seeing earlier signs of the tribulations. This is what to expect when all hell break loose. You won't be able to what the fucking escape, man. You can't, right? This is the judgment of our Lord power, right? You can't escape. It says the days of visitation on what? Rich men, right? On wicked men and women, right? What you gonna do? We know what the elite's gonna do. These so-called rich men in this world right here, they gonna what? Buy another house. They gonna move to another neighborhood. But you Jakes trusting in this system, man, you're fucked, right? It says Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction, right? You just seen that one Jake actor who be in all the movies. I'm a style motherfucker, right? He's saying, man, he broke as hell. He ain't made no money in Hollywood, right? One dude said, what he said, about 60% of the people in Hollywood make under $30,000 a year. Right, these people living in pure poverty, but you think they're doing good according to what you see on television, right? It's all staged, right, with props. Right, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction, right? Jake thinking homes that their parents done bought, they're going to inherit, and they're going to continue to live in those communities. All hell about to break loose in America. Right? It says, in those days be as pilgrims upon the earth, right? Because why? All hell's about to come, man. These cities about to be locked down, right? Neighbors and family members are about to turn up on each other for what? A lack of bread, a lack of resource, and safety, right? Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. And our people are being destroyed for what? A lack of knowledge, man. 1 John 2:15, it says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world, what? Passeth away. What we seeing? We're seeing this present evil world vanish, right? Arrivederci, say goodbye to this motherfucker, right? And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of the Most High, what? Abideth forever. Abideth forever. And what's the will of the Lord, man? Feed the sheep of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, repent, return back to the Lord, seek the Lord while he yet may be found, right? This is the book of Romans 13 and 11, and that knowing the time, that what now is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe, right? Because here you are, an Israelite in America, and you're seeing that has not worked out for you, right? You Negroes, you Hispanics, you know it's about to be open season under so-called Hispanics, the Northern Kingdom, right? Sanctuary cities about to be flooded with ice, right? They ain't gonna give a fuck if you a citizen or not. Some of you jakes, man. Esau gonna come down with that wrath, man. Right? You gonna know who's the wicked in that time, right? It says they're shutting out sanctuary cities, sanctuary schools. They're kicking migrants out of hotels. They cutting off their cards, right? So what? This is the time of Jacob's fucking trouble, man. That knowing the time that now is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe. Because what leads to our salvation? Jacob's trouble. All hell breaking loose in this fucking society is going to lead to our what? Salvation. But it says in time he never seen before, a time of trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Paraphrasing, Matthew 6:20 says, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through or steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also, right? Them people had their hearts in their houses, in the land that they were living in, right? Generational wealth. I'm gonna leave this for my children's, and that my children's children's, right? These niggas been watching that white boy movies and thinking that this is their rest. This ain't your rest, right? What's going on in Pasadena and Altadena, whatever that place is called, right, man? There's a lot of gangbangers, right? It's a lot of whores, right? It's a lot of idol worshiping, right? Jake, man, they all about being in this society, ex-military family motherfuckers who fought for America, right? And it's not working out. It's not working out, right? It's only gonna get worse, goddammit. This is the book of Revelation 18:4 says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues, right? That's when we get delivered, right? The Lord's going to deliver us from what the main plague, which is the nuclear destruction, the fire, the second death. But before that, you got to come up out of her, what, mentally, right? It says it's high time to awake out of sleep, right? Let me get this other verse. This is the book of Romans 12:2. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, right? Once you wake up to this truth, you're Israelite. Oh, I can't operate like the other people of the world. I got to return back to the laws and statutes that our forefathers used to uphold and keep, right? You got to walk like King David walked. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect in the will of the Most High, man. Keeping the laws and statutes to the best of your abilities, because what? We're still under the curses. We're still under the curses, right? We're rehearsing the righteous acts for what the kingdom to come, which is the kingdom of heaven, right? Because this present evil place is about to be destroyed, right? Especially Babylon, the great, spiritual Sodom, spiritual Egypt. This 2 Ezra 15:10, it says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. The Bible, Egypt. Here, this is spiritual Egypt, America. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plagues and punishment that Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai shall bring upon it. Right? Shall bring upon it, right? The Lord said that they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with fearful constellations. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, right? Because it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse here in America. Spiritual Sodom, spiritual Egypt.